What's goody? Hey man, so first of all, a couple things to just preface this video with. First of all, you're gonna hear me coughing. You're probably gonna hear me sound a little congested in this video. You're gonna notice this stuff that's shining on my upper lip, and you might notice it on my neck a little bit too. It's Vicks Vapor Rub. I'm a little sick, got a little cold, a little head cold, whatever. Cool. Now, I want to preface this video by saying I absolutely hate that I'm about to make this type of video for this team because I am not a fan of this team. In fact, one of my best friends is a fan of this team, and I don't like this team. I only like this team for one reason and one reason only, and that is because they gifted the Los Angeles Rams Matthew Stafford. Well, they traded us Matthew Stafford. But I'm about to make a video defending the Detroit Lions because I don't really understand why everyone is panicking about the Detroit Lions. I don't understand why everyone's hating on the Detroit Lions. I keep seeing that Dan Campbell clip or that Dan Campbell quote where this may have been our only shot keep popping up. And while that's very true, that year that they went to the NFC Championship and choked the lead to the 49ers, it's very well true that may have been their only shot for sure. But why do we just keep, I don't believe that. Last year when they were the 1 seed and they lost to the Washington Commanders at home after coming off a bye in the playoffs, you don't think they had a shot then? Next year, over the next few coming years, you don't think they're going to have a shot again? I understand Jared Goff isn't Matthew Stafford. I understand Jared Goff isn't the type of person that I believe can win a Super Bowl. Or I don't believe that he's the reason that I don't believe that Jared Goff is going to win a team a Super Bowl, right? I don't believe that. But you can't tell me that you look at this one season where they underperformed and where they're currently sitting at last in the division at 8-8. You can't tell me that you look at this one season and immediately after all the things we've seen in the last 2 years, you immediately just want to say, nah, they're back to the same old Lions. I don't believe that because I grew up watching those same old Lions be terrible. And when I grew up watching those same old Lions be terrible, the Lions didn't ever have a plus 65 point differential and be last in the division. That didn't happen. The Lions might have been negative 65 point differential. They wouldn't have been plus 65. They have the highest point differential of any team in their division. And that's coming off a year where they were first place in the NFC last year. So now they're going to have a last place schedule next year. They're going to have their own pick. They're still going to have Jahmyr Gibbs, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jamison Williams, Penei Sewell. They're still going to have Jared Goff. They're still going to have, on the defense, they're still going to have Aiden Hutchinson. They're still going to have both of the safeties, Brian Branch and Kirby Joseph. They're still going to have key guys on this team. And Terry and Arnold in the secondary, they're still going to have key guys on this team to where I don't really understand why everyone's just like Jack Campbell in the middle. I didn't even mention him. How are we sitting here just pretending like this team is just automatically going to be trash? What? Because DJ Reader might be a free agent, or Alex Anzalone is going to be a free agent, or Khalif Raymond might be a free agent. What are we talking about? I've watched Amik Robertson get cooked for the last 3 weeks, every single week, multiple times in a game. So you can't sit here and tell me that losing him into free agency is some big loss. I've seen Khalif Raymond have 5 catches in the last 3 games I've watched. Total. Not each. Total. Cumulative. And you want to sit here and tell me that these are big losses for them? I understand that these are key players. These are players that start. But they're not losing Aiden Hutchinson, or they're not losing Jamison Williams. They're not losing one of the safeties. They aren't losing Jahmyr Gibbs or David Mike. They're not doing that. They aren't losing Penei Sewell or something. And you got to look at this. I just don't. I'm looking at it, and as I've watched the Lions this season, don't get me wrong, I've been absolutely disappointed in them, but their offense has still been their offense. They have done things well. They just have had injuries. They played the Rams very well recently. They played the Minnesota Vikings terribly, but don't get me wrong, before that, they were playing these teams closely in spite of the losses. They played the Steelers closely, and while that's a game they want to win, their offense, Jared Goff was fine. They just couldn't run the ball. Last game was when their offense was terrible. I feel you with that. But you go against the Rams, their offense was doing good things. You go against the Cowboys, they put up 44. Against the Packers, against a very good Packers defense, you put up 24. 34 against the Giants. The Eagles, you didn't have a good game offensively, but 44 against the Commanders. Like, you look at these losses, and I'm looking at Vikings. You lose 27-24. You can't let J.J. McCarthy put up 27 points on you. The defense cannot allow that. You lose 41-34 to the Rams. You let up 41 points, and I get as we get to these last 3 losses, they're injured, but that's my point. We weren't looking at this team as terrible. I get it; they weren't winning a whole bunch of games in a row. It was like loss win after that Bengals game. I get that, but there's no way that I sit up here and I look at this team over just because of these last 3 losses, and just because they're now in last place in the division, like they're ass now. There's no way, because you look at their picks, and they have pretty much all of their own draft picks over the next couple years, as well as some others. You look at their offense, and their offense is doing what you expect their offense to do. They're the fourth scoring offense in the league, averaging 28.9 points a game, and their rushing game is the thing that hasn't been the same this year. It's middle of the pack, whereas you expect them to be one of the best rushing teams in the league. They have things to shore up. That offensive line especially is one of them. They have things where without that offensive line, it seemed like their offense was stagnant. I think they need an offensive coordinator badly. But even without having these things, they're the fourth passing. They average the fourth most passing yards per game. They're top 6 in total yards per game. I already said they were top 4 in scoring per game. I just don't understand why we're looking at this team and we're all of a sudden out on them. You don't think that next year a team like the Eagles could regress again? You don't think that next year a team like the Packers might be worse? You don't think that next year a team like the Buccaneers might be worse? You don't think that next year a team like the Seahawks or the San Francisco 49ers might be worse? Even the Rams, and I hate to say it, you don't think that with age we could be worse? So you're sitting here telling me the Vikings probably are going to be worse? Like, the Falcons might be better, but I mean, come on now. The Panthers might be better, but come on now. You don't sit here and you look at the NFC picture over the next couple of years and be like, oh yeah, there's just no way that the Lions have any chance back in this thing again. I think it's recency bias at its finest is the most important thing I'm looking at right now, because there's no way that you look at this roster when they're coming back fully healthy, because against the Rams, me and my homie were watching the game and we're like, damn, Brian Branch isn't out here. I haven't seen him yet. Curry Joseph I haven't seen. And then we're like, damn, is Terrion Arnold out here? We're looking at Amik Robertson is their leading corner, and then Penei Sewell gets hurt last week. Amik Robertson got hurt during the Rams game. I think Anzalone got hurt during the Rams game. Like, Jack Campbell, their whole team pretty much is hurt, and then you go to the offense and it's the same thing. So yeah, I'm not a big believer in the Lions. Please don't get me wrong. I'm not sitting here telling you they're going to win a Super Bowl. I don't even like the Lions. I especially don't like Amon-Ra St. Brown. I don't like Jared Goff that much as a football player. I don't like Amon-Ra St. Brown in a lot of ways, but I just don't like this team. I'm not a fan of this team. It's a little bit of a rivalry we have with them, but there's no way that I'm sitting here and I'm about to just let fans continue to slander Dan Campbell and continue to slander this team when there's no way that you really believe that was their only shot. There's no way that you really believe they're chalked now. Because if you do, I need you to explain it to me. If you genuinely believe that, I need you to tell me why I'm wrong. Because if you want to sit here, you want to say there's chemistry issues with that David Montgomery on the Amon-Ra St. Brown podcast stuff, I'm with you. I completely agree there. If you want to say they need an offensive coordinator, I'm with you. I completely agree there. If you want to say that they need some shoring up on some defense or on the offensive line, I'm with you. But you got skill position players, you got safeties, you got an edge rusher, you got a middle linebacker, you got a quarterback who's at the very least a top 10, 12 win in the league. You got a good head coach. I don't know, like, you don't need, those are the things that you normally need the most. So needing an extra offensive lineman, or just a one or two more serviceable offensive linemen, or needing one more defensive back doesn't make you completely gone, doesn't make your chances gone to me. Because I look at the Kansas City Chiefs, and while I get it, it's different because they've won a lot, they need a lot more right now than the Lions do if we're looking at roster. So I just don't get the Bills right now need a lot more when we're looking at roster. The Ravens need more when we're looking at roster. Bengals need everything. I don't know why I brought the Bengals up. Anyways, I love you. I appreciate y'all. Thank you for watching as always. I'm yapping now. But my point is, the Lions aren't done. And if they are, I don't think it's because of anything that's happened yet. I think that would be something that would happen in the future or something. But right now, as I look at the Lions and as I look at the landscape of the NFC, there's no way that I come back next year and I'm just like, damn, Lions missing the playoffs again. No. I love it. I appreciate y'all. Thank you for watching as always. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Let me know what type of content y'all want to see. Y'all have been blowing up these videos recently. I'm about to record a quiz video right now. I'm going to go downstairs, check on my daughter, do all that stuff. Then I'm going to record a quiz video right now and everything like that. But yeah, man, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Keep God first as always, all right? That's our goal. That's our purpose in this world, is to spread the gospel. It doesn't matter how busy you are. It doesn't matter how productive you were. If you weren't productive in the things that God told you to do that day, you were just being busy for no reason, all right? Peace out.